All right, let's get out to our audience again. Celeste has a question for Kimberly. Hi, Celeste.
Hi. We're looking to renovate or update our kitchen, and we're trying to decide whether or not we should look at, knocking down the wall in between the kitchen and the dining room or leaving it up.
Celeste is kind of awesome. She has high energy, and I got some really good information when I started talking to her. So here's the kitchen as it is right now, and it definitely needs some editing, I would say. There's no question about it. And then the wall she's thinking of removing is this one here in the dining room. And I just want to point out that when you begin to think about removing a wall, it's never as easy as just removing the wall. If you take a look, she's got some wood crown molding, and we talked about the fact that it's gum wood, but she's going to have to deal with the fact that that's going to get disrupted. The floor is going to get disrupted. And in Celeste's case, it was so funny. She said we needed new floors, and so then we decided we might as well do the kitchen at the same time. So that's how one small purchase turns into $100,000 and the rest of your life.
And you don't even know whether there might be a plumbing stack or electrical or something in that wall that you're going to have to relocate.
So I'm very practical, and we talked about there's a few things you want to know before you make a decision, like whether or not to renovate the kitchen. And one of them is, where's your house in the neighborhood? Is it the most expensive house in the neighborhood already? And she said, in fact, she thinks her house will be a tear down, and they're going to move in maybe 6 to 8 years. Being practical, I'm thinking really, unless it's really driving you crazy, I wouldn't take that wall out, because I think you're looking at easily $70,000, $80,000, which is going to shock everybody. But this is the other thing she said, and I want to apologize right now for our industry, because this is shameful. She said, we want to spend 40 knowing it will go up. You really shouldn't have to approach your projects like that. You should really, a professional should give you a written quote that doesn't have allowances in it. Drives me crazy. Allowances for appliances, $5,000, but your appliances cost you 20, 30, 40. So don't allow professionals to give you quotes with allowances. They should quote on exact pieces.
Do the homework in advance. Know exactly what you want. Pick everything at that point, and then you can quote it properly.
So I don't think it's a $40,000 job. I think it's closer to a $70,000 job.
Okay, so you're saying, from a practical perspective, keep the wall.
Let it ride, baby.
Yeah,
let it ride. Go to Vegas, take a holiday. Seriously, 6 years from now, you can sell that house for a lot of money. I know the neighborhood, if it's untouched, and then you buy your little dream space and you downsize or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, you'll be
no,
smart.
Good advice.
Really smart.
Really good advice. All right, this one's now for Karen, and it's Noreen. Noreen, what would you like to ask Karen?
I would like to redo my cupboards.
You want to redo the cupboards?
Yeah.
Okay, so we see, and we've all been there. We've all seen these cupboards before.
1982.
Yes, we get a lot of them in from our viewers. And so if she's looking for a bit of an update, what would you suggest for her, Karen?
So what Noreen and I talked about was, first of all, what is the condition of the cabinets, the actual boxes behind the doors?
Okay.
So she had a good look at them, and she said that they're in great shape. So even though it's 20 years old, she doesn't want to replace all the cabinets behind. She just wants to replace the doors. So my recommendation is to do a simple shaker white door, and then you can add to that. You can embellish it, right? So you're going to replace your countertops maybe with a nice, solid surface like a Caesar stone or a marble or a granite. And you can add a valance detail at the bottom. You can also, what I would do here, in this little corner right here, she's got like a coffered ceiling. There's probably some sort of mechanical or something in that space, but I would put a crown molding in that space so it elevates it, it'll bring your eyes up, it'll obviously dress it up a lot more. And you might end up with a result looking something like this.
Holy moly. That would be a very nice after.
Yeah.
But you can just by replacing the doors, adding, like I said, you're going to add a valance across the bottom, add a crown molding in that coffer, change your countertop, change your backsplash, and it's a brand new kitchen.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a dramatic change, but the doors are a huge part of that. I mean, your cabinetry is such a huge part of your kitchen. That's what you see when you walk in. So if you do change that, you can really see the difference. I want to ask this though. So she's going to keep the cabinetry, but she's going to get rid of the doors. Does it ever make sense to actually make more sense from a financial perspective to actually just get rid of all of it?
So
because she's got to find the doors that are going to size properly.
And somebody who's willing to
boxes.
retrofit the doors onto boxes that have already been used for however long. In my experience, and probably Karen as well, you're going to save about 30% off a brand new kitchen, and you're going to sacrifice the ability to make some custom sizes and things like that as well.
And the other thing that's different today is the hardware. The drawer hardware and the door hardware. Everything's soft close.
Yes.
So you're you'll find that even though you've got new doors on the cupboards, they still work the same way that the old ones did.
They slam.
Right.
Yeah.
So you might want to consider that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a good thing to keep in mind.
I mean, let's just say for the sake of argument, the kitchen's $60,000. 30% is going to matter on $60,000. It's $18,000. But when you think about if this is a place I'm going to be in for the next 15 or 20 years, maybe it's worth that extra amount of money to get the perfect kitchen with new hardware and stuff.
All good things to consider. Thanks for the advice.